Hi guys, I am just going to give you an impromptu weekly update about what is going on astrologically. Now, we just went through Neptune at 19 degrees Pisces, squaring the nodes of destiny, the nodes of the moon at 19 degrees Gemini and 19 degrees Sagittarius. And don't worry, I'll explain the feelings in this. I know some of you guys don't like it when I talk planety. So when a planet squares something, it indicates the energy of Mars, energy of a conflict, energy of a struggle. When there is a double squaring, like if Neptune's down here at Pisces, and then of course we got Gemini and Sagittarius, it indicates a T square, which is people call it fated events, people call it destined events. But there's also, it opens up with that alignment, that double conflict, an amazing chance to heal situations. So we've all been kind of going through the haziness of Neptune lately. Wherever Neptune is in your chart, you will probably find some confusion in that area, find some, wherever Pisces is, you'll find some confusion, not being able to see clearly. With this alignment, you should have received, with Mercury speaking, Mercury is in its shadow period, about to go retrograde soon, but you should have received some kind of communication, either that if that was an internal push from your own intuition, or some kind of communication with the ability to heal this particular conflict. When it is a T square, when it does hit the nodes of the moon or in the nodes of destiny, it does indicate destined events as well. So it was a biggie. I know for me personally, I was so trepidatious on Sunday night. I was like, forlorn, and I don't get forlorn, but because where Pisces, Gemini, Sagittarius are for me in my chart, it was literally hitting on asking a deep question to me about my soul's purpose, and creating a struggle, not really events with another person, but a struggle as to like my trust in being able to show up as a person, like with loving kindness, and having that always work because I was like, where are my signs that this is working, universe? But Mercury did show up, so I'm like so relieved of that. In my own chart, this is also these nodes are also, we have the sun speaking to Chiron right now. So the sun in Aquarius, which does give us all the ability to kind of back up and see things from the larger picture, is speaking directly to Chiron and Aries about deep hurts that we've all went through, about internal wounds. Those could be childhood wounds. Those could be wounds to do with the father or fatherhood, or for me, Chiron is sitting right on my Venus right now. So I'm assuming that's why I was so emotionally involved in this whole Node of Destiny event. But what we were really being asked is to come forward as your best self without being able to see the picture facet, and just trusting that that like God, the universe, destiny has your back, and not fighting and creating conflict just to win a situation, really trusting the cooperation and openness, and getting along is always the best way. So I can't wait to hear. I always question all my friends about what went on in their life, so I can't wait to hear what showed up for them in my weird little way. That's My friends are so bothered by me. Okay, and so that is today. You will receive some kind of message, some kind of sign, either intuitively or on the physical plane, about you either needing to give more cooperation in an area, or cooperation and things, at least hope working out for cooperation in the future. This is nothing that will happen overnight. This is definitely, with Mars in Taurus, something that you may see hope, or you may see a sign today of hope, but it's still going to be a day to day. You're going to have to put your effort in day to day to make these things manifest for you. So that's amazing, because it also takes the pressure off, meaning we don't have to like solve the whole planet today, guys. That's actually lovely. So the rest of the week, if you conducted yourself in a manner of integrity, if you have given other people the benefit of the doubt, if you've been kind, if you've been open to seeing things from other people's perspective, the rest of the week is actually going to be super amazing for you, because on Thursday to Friday, we do have the sun, which represents our soul's purpose, what makes our soul shine, what makes us most happy. It's like the plot line in a play, Achuta says. That's my astrology teacher. So like the moon represents the environment or the emotions, and how, or the environment and they affect our emotions. The sun represents the plot line, so the actions that we take to decide where, what our story will be. So the sun is going to align with Jupiter, like the planet of expansion, the planet of hope and happiness and joy. And it's considered like the mini sun or Santa Claus, because Jupiter protects and grants wishes. So if you've went through the past couple weeks listening deeply to yourself, listening deeply to what is true to your heart, looking more at how your actions can affect events around you, as opposed to how other people affect you. If you've stood up and said like, yes, I am going to, I understand I'm in control of my own destiny, and I'm going to take the actions to make that better. Then when the sun aligns with Jupiter, it's just, you'll see amazing expansion in those areas in your soul purpose. You'll find the fogginess of Neptune kind of like swept away. And Neptune can be foggy, or Neptune can be deeply intuitive and in alignment with how your guides or your higher self or God is speaking to you. So every planet and energy has the highest manifestation and the lowest. And usually when we're going through the lowest manifestation of something, it's because we're trying to protect ourselves or going forward in fear. But so I have great hope for Sun and Jupiter. The Sun also represents solar or father figures, or and Jupiter represents people in power, or teachers, or gurus, or foreign countries, foreign lands. So it's really a chance to heal differences with different cultures, or family differences that you've had, family struggles that you've had, struggles with fathers or father figures, or even healing wounds that you have from your childhood with father figures. So it's actually like a magical week. And then we also have the full moon in Leo. So Leo is led by the heart. I am a Leo rising, like right on the cusp of 29 to 1 Virgo. So I totally feel the struggle between moving with your heart and your highest intention, and seeing people in a loving space, as opposed to Aquarius, which is really about, the lower manifestation of Aquarius would be dealing with structures, kind of being cold, like dealing with like the material world more than your heart-led world. So the Leo new moon for you should like expand and open your heart to areas wherever Leo is in your chart. Notice any planets that might be with Leo. I actually have Saturn in my Leo, which means that, part of my purpose is part of my work, my soul's work in life is showing other people love and holding that space for them to transform. So I'm super excited about that. And you guys will be feeling love in your life, or the lack thereof will be illuminated for you with the full moon. But it will offer insight. It will offer illumination and ways to change. Leo is also the lion, of course. You could get a chance to be very playful. It could be a very playful time if you allow that energy to come through to you, like just like lightening up, not being so serious. Finding a balance between like Leo takes things seriously. Leo takes things to the heart. So finding a balance between the sun and Aquarius, which is healthily detached, like seeing things from the big picture, and the fun of Leo should really be an amazing, expansive time. And it will also wrap up some things that you've had going on in your life since the new moon in Leo. That would have been 6 months ago. So it's good to see a little bit of progress with this week coming up. Like there's actually, this I feel overall is a week of hope and a week of transformation on a personal level, but also being able to see the transformation happen around you with other people and with society. Because I know sometimes it's very hard to live in a world where you just trust that everything will work out the way that it should, and that everything will be fine, and that everything is working out for everybody's highest good. Sometimes, we're not brought up to live in that world where we put so much trust in God and the universe and just the general goodness of humanity. But this is really a week that can light that up for you and really bring home the fact that you are victorious over your wounds, not victims of them. And that really will allow you to release any blames or harboring hurts that you have for people, and just really allow that clearing of the space. Opposite Neptune with the nodes of destiny, the opposite sign is Virgo. And I always look to the opposite sign to find balance in astrology. So Virgo is all about introspection, like your own values, going inside, but then also coming out and inspiring others just by the way that you operate in life, like not preaching to them like a Sagittarius might, or not being all factual with like way too many facts like a Gemini. We love you, Geminis. Like a Gemini might be. And not being cloudy, just coming out and knowing yourself and being strong enough in yourself to shine your light, and that light will be the light that shines a way for others. So that is the hope of this week, and that is really the hope of this Aquarius season. I'm so happy to see that so many people have been listening to my last meditation to work with the energies of Uranus, or work with the energies of Aquarius, because it can be very electrical and intense and very shaky and stressed. But if you choose to go into that and use that introspectively, it can give you so many you're just going to be so much more aligned with what you need to do. And instead of being stuck in what you think is going to happen, you're going to allow that intuition to push you into actions that allow for possibilities. And you probably won't even know what's going on, because when you start meditating, like, you just start flowing with the universe and with the energy, with the higher energies of the planet, and you just see your whole world open up from that point. So I'm so happy that this is the week, and that is the opportunity that the world is having. And right now, what you surround yourself with, which is also Virgo, is really the kind of life that you are choosing to have. Virgo has the ability, it's a feminine sign, but it's also the sign that, thanks Rick Levine for this insight, the sign is not owned by anybody. It's like the independent person that doesn't need to find their happiness outside of themselves, because they have their happiness inside of themselves. And is able to see and cut off what is not working for them, but ultimately offers healing to those and others, serves other people, holds that space for other people. So guys, that is all I have for right now. I have all this great tech that I can use to show you all of the actual planets in a moving motion, but Mercury is going retrograde. So as it goes retrograde, I assume I will be working on knowing all my systems better, so I can bring you guys a format that you can actually see the planets and start to understand those alignments and see how they're working, and see how they're working in your chart, because then we can flip through the signs and we could talk personally, and I can show you what's going on in your alignments right now. So yeah, that's great. I am so happy to spend some time with you guys this week, and it's actually a hopeful week if you've done the work, a beautiful week if you've done the work, and if you haven't, you're still being given that opportunity to do the work. But I think things are getting brighter. The spring sun's coming in, you guys. We are going to have in February a couple, some more changes to really build the structure. We're continuing on this process of building structure in 2021 so that we can go forward on our destiny, on our path, with more freedom, with more liberation, with the ability to do things independently, but also in flow and in working with our community. So we'll have some changes in February. Not as hard as January's been, though, so we already made it through the gauntlet, guys. Good job for that. And then as March comes, things are really going to start opening up, and you're going to be able to see the things that you manifested really come into light at that time, which I find significant because astrologically, the year really re-begins March 21st. When the sun, at least in the northern hemisphere, starts lighting everything up and bringing action and happiness and joy. So, all right, guys, that's all I got. Thanks for spending some time with me this week. And yes, I did get the request that you guys want your readings, so I will be getting back to the individual intuitive tarot readings this week. But I also will be able to assist you with the astrology for your sign too. So double plus. Love you all so much, and have a great week.